Well, this is certainly a landmark when it comes to digital regulation around the world, and it places the European Union at the forefront. The Executive Vice President of the European Commission, Margrethe Vestager, said on Twitter that she was so happy that negotiators from the European Parliament and the European Council had backed her proposals. She even shared a video on Twitter of politicians celebrating when they had approved the new Digital Markets Act. But exactly why are EU officials celebrating? Well, this new law will allow them to focus specifically on targeting big tech companies, some giants in the industry, the likes of Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta and Microsoft. The Digital Markets Act will allow the EU to take a more proactive role and try and rein in some of the market dominance that these companies enjoy. Currently, the EU rules on e-commerce have not been updated for around 20 years, and of course, in that time, the internet has changed and developed dramatically. If one of these companies is currently found to have abused their market position and violated competition laws, then it is currently an antitrust authority that launches an investigation. But the EU has long lamented that that is a long-winded process that doesn't always result in an effective remedy or fine. All of this then is going to change with the new Digital Markets Act. And a lot of the words that EU officials have been using are the words fair and open. The EU now is going to have an ability to oversee when big tech companies take control of smaller innovations and businesses. And Mariam, any company who is found to violate this new Digital Markets Act, well, they're going to face a fine of 10% of their global sales if they do.
And so, Matthew, what kind of changes are companies then going to have to enforce, and how is this then going to affect consumers?
Well, it's all about supporting local startups and tech companies. Those big companies that I mentioned, the likes of Google and Apple, they're not going to be able to favour their own pre-installed products or services. For example, if you have an Apple-owned device, you will now have the option under this new law to delete those apps that are listed as mandatory. Similarly, if you've got a Google phone, you'll now be able to download and use an alternative browser or search engine. You won't be tied to the one that was installed on your device when you bought it. And the Digital Markets Act is also going to ensure something known as the interoperability of messaging services, allowing people to send a message on WhatsApp to other users on smaller competitive platforms like Signal. Unsurprisingly, Mariam, big tech companies have voiced their concerns about this new proposal. But now that it's been approved by negotiators, the Digital Markets Act is going to the European Parliament and ministers from member states for a vote. And if it passes that, it could come into effect in January 2023.